No, really, we're pretty excited about the fall. On paper, especially on the men's side, it looks like it should be a really good, really historic year. But as Coach Fayers would say, paper doesn't matter. So we'll see how things unfold. If we can be healthy, it should be a fun experience on the men's side. Women's team, a lot of growth and rebuilding to do there. We lost a lot of talent from last year, and it's a really young team. So we'll only, looking at the roster right now, we'll only lose one for what comes back to next year. So it's just going to be a really good opportunity for some of those young ladies, freshmen, sophomores, even some of the juniors who haven't raced in that top group before, to kind of get that experience and look to continue to build on the last couple of years and grow depth. So that's the biggest thing we've got probably right now on both sides, is we have more depth than we've ever had before. Even with losing some of those, somebody like Danielle, you can't replace, but the depth that we've got right now is better and stronger than it's ever been.
Any questions for Coach?
I'm curious. I think you're trending towards veteran status a little bit here, but how important are those mile markers to you? Just to continue to say, this is the first time ever we're doing this, first time ever we're doing that. Like, are you at a point where you're like, I wish I could stop saying it's the first time ever, or are you still appreciating kind of the moments?
It's I had a conversation with somebody about that this summer, and they were asking, what's next, right? And we've done a lot in the last 6 years that have firsts or never been done before, but there's still a lot more of those to do, and I've got a list of those that I want to knock off. We want to. Men's team has never had anybody be all conference in the Big East in cross country. And that's something I want to accomplish, and I obviously won't be the one doing it, but our team can do that. And we have athletes that are capable of that. It's one of the top distance running conferences in the entire nation. So getting an athlete to that level, that's going to be a significant accomplishment. And then we look, jump ahead to the spring season. There's a lot of stuff we haven't done on the track side yet, and so no, it's pretty special to accomplish first and never have beens before. And the fun part is that the things that used to be first and never have beens are now standards and expectations. And so it's just continuing to raise the floor in that way. And whether that's from a recruiting standpoint, or whether that's our meet schedule and where we're looking to place and score on those things. It's part of building what we've done here and continuing to elevate the program as a whole.
On that note, you mentioned the experience dip you're having with the women's side. Does the bar stay there, like at the starting point, or do you kind of just like say, hey, here's where? Do you make it incremental, I guess, to get to that point and then exceed it?
Yeah, I think especially with the women's side, like it's going to be, we have to reevaluate some of those things. We lost, Morgan, not just Danielle, but we lost Morgan, we lost Jet. I mean, there was a great group of senior girls that we lost that had been here for a long time, and Caroline and contributed for a long time and been part of that top 7 for a long time. So, asking a freshman to step up into one of those roles, when we're going to, the Gans Creek Classic this year into September. And Missouri hosts NCAAs next year. So there's going to be 30-plus teams there, including teams that were at podiums at NCAA championships last year. Stanford's going to be there. Florida's going to be there. Like, great programs are going to be there. And if you're 18 years old and you're stepping up and that's your second college race of your life, the expectations have to be viewed differently. And so that's just going to be part of it. And there's going to be some good leadership in some of those, those 2 senior girls. One was a red shirt, but the junior class as well. But it's still going to be a new experience for them to race and compete at a level like that. And there's going to be growing pains with it. But, what that means for a year from now or 2 years from now is really exciting.
What are the advantages of having 2 home meets this year?
I think, there's a lot of advantages when looking towards next year, like already, looking at, hey, we're going to be hosting Big East in our backyard for the first time ever. One of the biggest things with our team, we've been academic national champions. I don't know how many times in the last 7 years since I've been here. I've lost track, to be honest with you. We have a very, very academic-centered group of individuals who have continued to exceed expectations in the classroom as well as athletically. And so just an extra day of not traveling on the road for them, or missed class for them, is something they value. But also for us, like, we've continued to put a lot of work, time, and effort into the course out at Mahoney. And for us to be able to say a year from now that this is the absolute best course we could have presented to you for the Big East Championship, and with the hope of that being that Big East comes back here again, there's going to be a lot. The coach over at Cliff, and I were at Mahoney quite a bit this summer with staff out there, making adjustments and tweaks and changes to that course to make it a true championship caliber course. And that's our dream and our goal, is that we have something to stand on and say, hey, this is our home course, and it's championship worthy.
What is your outlook for number 6? Where do you want to be? Like, are you mapping out what you want to see out of that? Yeah.
I'm not sure yet, to be honest. Tomorrow's going to be our first real big workout. Report date changes and NCAA rules and things like that. Tomorrow will be the first real big workout.
Press run Friday then?
Yeah, press run Friday. Yeah. Hit me up. No, I think that we've got a couple injuries right now. People trying to get healthy. There would be people I consider in our scoring group. On the men's side, we didn't graduate anybody of that scoring group from regionals, and then we brought in Noah, a transfer from Arizona, who's run 14:20-ish on the track for 5K. So that men's squad, and plus a group of freshmen that contributed that are sophomores now, and guys that are juniors and seniors all fighting for that men's team is going to be really, really competitive even within itself. I think that we'll get it's going to be a good-sized meet, that first meet. It actually ended up being bigger than our October meet now, based on just how NCAA Division I schedule fell compared to other divisions this year. The NCAA D1 calendar is a week longer than normal, and so it shuffled calendar dates around compared to other divisions. So it's going to be a really, really good meet here on the 6th. On the ladies' side, I think the biggest thing for them is just looking for them to get out and be competitive and run a good race and feel good about that to carry some momentum into later in September.
Time for one more. All right. Thanks, Coach.
Awesome.